Good afternoon, Earth. This is Adam Sturch broadcasting from the Mushroom Mansion, Taos, New Mexico, working on oil painting distressed hue. Alright, yesterday I went in with a translucent Naples yellow. Today I'm going to do the same thing and go closer in with the detail faces on a lighter variation of the same color glaze. Some titanium white added into the same Naples. And I'll taper that up into this and then back down across the highlights to make another layer of highlights on the lower area or the surrounding area. There we go. Alright. So that might take 2 sessions. We'll see how far I can get in the next 26 minutes. And if need be, I'll do another set and splice it on so I can get all of it in one go with the same tone. No competition, sending all opposition to see a mortician. We out of plane. On stage and get faded just like a flat top. They have a slide in the back. We gonna get you. Drake came to wax you, so just call me Mommy Blood. Minutes flat too, but just can't rock with. I'm 6'1", 225, I'm doing chocolate. Your chances of jacking me a Slim G. Cause I rock from summer to Santa comes down the chimney. Hold us up as I continue to flow. Cause yo, I'm just a fly Nick Low, so check the flavor that I'm bringing. The motherfucking DRE. I keep the motherfucking heads ringing. Yeah. I keep the motherfucking heads ringing. Yeah. I keep the heads ringing. I keep the heads ringing. Let's go back up in that ass for the 199 to the nickel. So all you motherfuckers out there trying to get with this, don't even try it. Keep seats with binoculars. I know you bobbing your head, cause I can see you. I know you bobbing your head, cause I can see you. You can't see me? That's the police, man. Police, that's a bus. That's a bus full of police. Hey, y'all, hold on, that thing off. I know you're bobbing your head. Hey, go, now, let me go back to you. I can't say it. Hey, y'all, that thing off. Whoa. We out.
Unbeknownst to the humans, Ziltoid has also arrived. Surprise!
Alright, so that barely gets, what, a quarter of it in? That's 20 minutes. I'm going to cut it from here and probably do another set, see how far I can get, splice them together, and just do this a little bit at a time. But that gets some pretty interesting detail happening with the next layer of glazing. It starts defining the faces a bit more, and that leads up into the lighter colors. I hope that's going to show up enough contrast to show what the hell I was just doing. But then it looked like I was doing nothing for 15 minutes before I went to the larger section. But you can see it from there. Alright, so until the next cut, thanks for watching, Earth. Alright, so from the way that went, as slowly as it takes to do those interior eyes, what I'm going to do is take the medium brush and hit the perimeter first, and then work my way in, and maybe I can do that in 27 minutes with what's left, at least for the next layer, because I intend on going back and relayering with brighter highlights, and then alizarin crimson with a touch of Payne's gray for the darks, etc. And then just keep layering that until I get a nice rhythm and depth of color in each expression. Okay, so here we go.
Pop goes pop honest. The headline said, shooting a put on is war or really dead. You get less time for stealing a car. I remember thinking as I heard my own record in a bar. They really hated you. Now all that's changed. But I have some resentments that can never be unmade. You hit me where it hurt, I didn't laugh. Your diaries are not a worthy epitaph. Well now, Andy, I guess we've gotta go. I wish somewhere, somehow, you like this little show. I know this is late in coming, but it's the only way I know. Hello, it's me. Good night, Andy. Goodbye, Andy.
This is to the woman who I love but lost. Intertwined souls of the universe. Got divorced when it wasn't forced. A single thought of being double crossed till there's no love lost. I can't even start this. She said forever. This is the rewrite. This is the rewrite. Yeah, check this out. This is to the woman who I used to respect. Now I call her a bitch cause I'm constantly upset. So this is to the who cut communication for a new relation. Selfishness spread through the nation. All I ever needed was a hug. Try to wrap my loving arms around you, you blew it off in a shrug. So all I ever wanted was a hand to hold. I ain't the man that stole. He playing as cold, goddamn it's soul. It's about time, get this out my head while I'm out my mind. As I scream, cry, yell, shout, and whine. All I ever asked for was an ear to hear me what you really have to get I asked for. You straight shattered my glass door. Now I'm picking up the pieces of my past, what you asked for. But see this, needless to say, you went astray. And all people ever hear for say is, I don't give a damn. For real, I don't care, that's all I hear from myself, trying to make things clear. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, for real, I don't fucking care, that's all I hear. The pain stops with the end of raindrops, but this cloudy weather just reminds me of the time we spent together. And how you left forever like that, with the snap of fingers, pain lingers. So this is to the woman who made my family. Now I call her a bitch just to save my sanity. So this is to that who I thought would be right here. She's just a monster in my reoccurring nightmare. And when my grandfather died, you weren't there for me. When my grandmama died, you weren't there for me. When my natural dad died, you weren't there for me. You saw me and just ignored me like sorry, end of the story. My family's dropping like flies, somehow I got to rise. But nobody's by my side to kill look straight into my eyes. Nobody's by my side to kill look straight into my eyes. My fist grabs there, I stare into the lies. I never felt more lonely, I made you the one and only individual to know me. This is is the things that you show me. I never felt more lonely. I made you the one and only individual to know me. Never thought that you turned phony, but you did. Now I'm going all out, kid, and I got mad hate to deal with. Just ask Nick. I'm having trouble letting anyone get close to me, and that's a major problem, cause it's not the way it's supposed to be. Supposedly, I should keep my composure. Right now, I'm like, wow, it's time for me to see closure. Mental pictures are destroyed, overexposure. Ever get the feeling that nobody really knows you? This is to the woman who I call my best friend. Now I call her bitch, cause she made that switch to that who I shouldn't disrespect. So now I call a woman just to keep myself in check. Shit, this is the rewrite. Fucking bring it.
People like that. Women for sure. They're like a union.
Cease to exist. I have ceased to exist. I feel absolutely nothing. The world's around it. The world's, you know, out of it. They follow me around. We thought you were different. Now you know we're not so sure. Drool and looney tunes, moving in a swarm, moving in a swarm. They follow me around.
easy to figure out why. Here's how you take this stuff. You get with your buddy, and you have a bamboo tube. Maybe some of you remember this from the Emerald Forest. You have a bamboo tube about this long. You pack about this much of it with this ground bark exudate, and then you hunker down in front of your friend, put the thing with the loaded end into your nostril. Your friend takes a huge inhalation of air and then blasts on the end of this thing and just drives this stuff up into your sinus cavities. Well, everything goes violet. You scream, you salivate outlandishly, you fall over backwards, and by the time you've gotten yourself together, your friend has repacked the other side and is ready to give you that. And then you do that, it goes purple again, you scream, you salivate, you fall over, and then people usually say something like, "Good." Or far out, right. And then you see, I'm sure you guys have seen Napoleon Chagnon did a film, and Juan Downey did a film. This is great filmic material, because in these Wicca villages, this has actually become, I wouldn't want to say a drug of abuse, but it certainly is a recreational drug. Not only the shamans are doing this, but people just are doing it. And you just see people leaning against walls with a line of saliva coming out of them, and people just say, "Oh, he's doing the Epina." "Oh, okay." And, you know, people in various attitudes of consciousness and unconsciousness. And coca, of course, and at which there's not a whole lot to say about coca. It's an interesting example of a psychoactive, non-psychedelic. The minute you hit the Amazon forest, they are so concerned that you've been misinformed about coca. They say, you know, not a drug. This is not a drug. This is a food. This is a good food. This food makes us healthy. And there is some evidence that this is true, that cocaine bears very little resemblance to coca. Coca is not a spectacular experience. What I found was the way coca works is you're just about to, you've been sitting with these people for hours and they're talking in Witoto or some language that you have no hope of understanding. You're just about ready to excuse yourself and go to your hammock, and they drag out the coca, and the way you do it, and this is another thing, people miss the point in South America because they have no idea how much you're supposed to do. Imagine taking a tablespoon and going into a jar or a sack of flour and getting as much flour as you possibly could on a tablespoon. I mean a high-walled tablespoon, you know. So you get like that much coca. You bring it to your mouth, you put it in. It's dry as dust. And the trick is to slime it over and get it into your cheek and hold it there, all without a break in your conversational flow. And, you know, for a honky, the main effort is not to strangle and disgrace yourself in this scene, because it's usually no women. You're in the longhouse with the men, and these guys are, you know, the authentic, bare-ass, scarified folks, and you're trying to fit in and choking to death on this wad of coca. Well, then it dribbles down your throat, and suddenly, these people don't seem so bad. This place doesn't seem so filthy, and you don't seem so tired, and maybe you can make out what they're saying, and in fact, maybe you'll just try out a little of what you've picked up on, and, you know, before you know it, you're the life of the party. And then, about 20 minutes later, you think, well, maybe now I'll knock off, and then like clockwork, they reach for the tin can again and send it around, and they will do this until it's all gone. Now let's see, which way should we go? Let's jump across the water now to Africa. I talked a little about Iboka, fascinating cult, very, very similar to ayahuasca in the social patterns that have arisen around it. The way ayahuasca is taken in the Amazon, in the mestizo populations that Luna is talking about, is people get together on Saturday nights in windowless sheds to about 1/3 to have the trip, about 1/3 because they have something physically or psychologically wrong with them that they want help from the shaman with, and about 1/3 who are wannabes or just hanging in for the social occasion. And in Zaire and Gabon, where the Iboga cult is operating, this same pattern exists. And these things, ayahuasca and Iboga in Africa, are the major forces resisting conversion to Christianity. I mean, they really are the native people's answer to the missionaries. And as such, they act as a tremendous force for social cohesion. Outside of the Iboga complex in Africa, really we only have rumors. I mean, you will meet shamans from this place and that place. They even come and have spoken in this school who claim knowledge of extremely powerful plant hallucinogens. But they won't cough up the name or the species or a sample. And until that's done, you have to be very, very skeptical that these things are real. One of the things that was so interesting to me, and I mentioned this morning about how the shamans are like scientists, we would take ayahuasca with these people and sing and cure and go through all these trips and the hallucinations and everything, and then a few 6-7 hours later, as dawn was breaking and all but the most hardcore people had gone back to their huts, the assessing of the trip would begin by everybody. And inevitably people would say, well, this was pretty good, but I remember a time in the Rio Waijaga when so-and-so made it, and it was like this and like this. And in other words, amazing dope tales. Amazing stories of other trips in other times and places and what had been achieved. So these shamans were consistently engaged in the search for the perfect high. They were not set in a cultural pattern. They were experimentalists, always on the outlook for rumors of new plants, untried combinations, so forth and so on. Returning then to the African situation, there is a complex of plants and suspect hallucinogens in southern Africa in use among the Hottentots, Aboriginal peoples of South Africa, and in the family of the Mesembryanthemaceae, which includes the lithops, the haworthias, these little ground-growing things that look like stones, you know, the so-called rock plants. Well, some of those contain mesembrine. Mesembrine is an alkaloid of some sort with unresearched psychoactivity, but a persistent enough rumor of its use that it should probably be checked on. Well, then when you turn to the Eurasian continent, the largest landmass on the planet, you discover what I referred to before, this surprising poverty of hallucinogenic plants. You get the belladonna complex, the tropanes, you get the opium complex. Opium poppies are native to Southeast Asia, have been used by people in Eurasia at least as far back as the ancient Scythians. I mean, we have accounts in Herodotus which make it clear. And in fact, there's a considerable amount of Greek archaeological material that shows opium diadems and opium poppies being used as ornaments by various goddesses. So it was understood that it was psychoactive, yeah.
Robert Graves makes mention in one of his books that he suggests that ambrosia, the ambrosia of the Greek gods, were actually psilocybin mushrooms. Have you ever come across another allusion to that?
Yes, well, it's an interesting question. It has to do with Eleusis, and as you probably know, Eleusis was a major prophetic mystery site in classical and ancient Greece, where every September a ceremony would be done, and the rule was you could only do it once in your life, so you never got a second shot. And everybody in the Greek world would go at some point in their life. Plato, Aeschylus, Aristotle, the whole gang, everybody had this experience. And at the center of it, something was drunk and something happened. And there's been great argument about what was it and what happened. And Wasson and Hoffman and Ruck, who's a classicist at Cornell, all wanted to argue that it was an ergotized beer. In other words, that on the Eleusinian plain, there was a kind of rye being grown which was infected with a strain of claviceps that was mild enough that it was hallucinogenic without being convulsive or causing miscarriages or something like that. Because if you just go out and gather ergot smut, claviceps purpura, and you should be very careful with it. I mean, these ergot alkaloids can send you into convulsions.
All right, so that leaves 3 minutes, and I got most of it in. The interior, the innermost or uppermost eyes still need a little work.
Made into a kind of beer,
but I'm out of paint as well as out of time on this clip, so that at least gets the edges in,
the kind of public
the larger
relations
faces.
Machinery that Wasson had.
As you can see, they're all starting to develop a little more personality.
Notion. And he claimed that the surviving recipes of
So that's it for the moment. It's Adam Sturch broadcasting from the Mushroom Ranch in Taos, Mexico, working on oil painting
surviving recipes
distressed hue.
all called for the
Thank
same
you and have a good day,
ingredients.
Earth.